Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Today I've got a short one. I know I say that a lot, but it's truly a short one today. Just found a quick video, fathering autism. A lot of people have been asking me to keep covering fathering autism, not to forget them, and I don't want to forget them, but you know, busy with everything else. But there's this video I found, and I just wanted to kind of dissect it really quickly. Just real interesting about, and my take on this interesting video. A lot of you follow, you know, Asa and Priscilla likely know about this video. It's very telling to me. It's a heartbreaking story, but it's also very telling to me about the situation that they put themselves in. So, Sam, do you want to come say hi? You do? Okay. Yeah. Everybody likes to see, where's Sam, they all say. Where's all Sammy? What are you doing, buddy? There he is. He says hi. He's healthy, he's happy. He likes to sit in his little sun chair. He's got a little hammock on the window that looks out to the backyard. You can see all the birds and stuff. So he's having a good time. He gets his little meds every day. He's still the king. Sammy, are we gonna dance for the YouTubers? No, we're gonna dance for the Patreons first. You ready?
Yeah, baby.
Alrighty. Who's this one for, Sam? Kim Stinetti. Boom. Oh! Just a sticker, I'm sorry. Patreons.
Yeah,
go! See the look, he's like, whatever, Dad. Who's Jimmy anyway? Who's Jemian? You can see it. If that's you, it's you. Center. Oh. Or a sticker. Let's go. So before we get started, I have to let you guys know that tomorrow, Friday, hopefully I will have the 1-year anniversary Micah video. I'm going to rewatch their apology video, and we're going to go down, like, we're basically just going to recap the entire year about what we found out about Micah throughout this all the videos I did about them, see where they are now, what's going on, and the reason I want to take a look at that video again is just because I've learned so much more about Micah since then. I've spoken to people who are close to her. I've spoken to people who are really close to her. I've spoken to people who are sort of close to her. I've spoken to many people. I've watched so many videos about her and James. Okay, I feel like just from what I can get from people in the internet and videos, the profile of Micah has just gotten insane. Like, it's changed so much and it's gotten worse. And so I want to look at that video with fresh eyes from a perspective of someone who now knows most of their entire story. A lot of people come on here and say, well, I don't know a lot about the family you're talking about and blah, blah, blah. But now I consider myself a, Micah Stauffer aficionado. Like, I know more about her history than likely she does. It's crazy that when you go down the wormhole of somebody who's crazy or whatever they've done is crazy, you start figuring out about their past life and everything else. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's revealing and it's good for psychology, for understanding the psychology of someone. So that is tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be snarky. It's going to be serious. It's going to be everything all kind of rolled into one, because it has been 1 year since I started this journey on YouTube. And that is crazy to me. And I also want to throw like 100 darts. We're going to have maybe a cake. I don't know. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to do a live Friday night just as a big thank you. Throw some prizes. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm excited about it. And I want to thank you guys for joining me on this journey. One of the biggest parts of this journey too, when it comes to family vlogging, if I want to put down the top 10, and maybe I'll do a top 10 worst family vloggers in the year, in my year, and a recap. And that's a good idea. I'll do that. These guys are definitely up there. Mike and James are obviously number one on my list and always have been, unless they decide to change and apologize and fix. they're definitely like always going to be on the shit list. But a close second, okay, or tied for second maybe with Rich Life, is fathering autism. And not just because when I reached out to him, he wanted to have a conversation, then told me basically to piss off into the sun. It's more that when I started really finding out how they treated their daughter, it started really getting to me. Like, that's why the period between his videos are so long. It's because they are so mentally draining to watch and to just think about. And it's the only one of these families that does that to me. And I have no idea why. Maybe it's because it's just, they're so in denial of it. Maybe it's because their fans are crazy. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about the fact that this girl is likely going to have to deal with this until their channel is shut down, right? Until no longer they can profit from her. And that really sucks because she's going to live with them forever or until they die, right? Priscilla the other day had they have a video where they post her 40th birthday. I don't want to snark on them, but it's just, they live this very lavish lifestyle, decadence, abundance. And that's not a fat joke. I'm just saying they live of the abundance. They don't make good choices for their health. They don't make good choices with their money. They live this very lavish and decadent lifestyle. And likely they do put money away for her for the rest of her life. I'm happy they do so. But I mean, at some point you gotta think, okay, well, you've put enough, and I think they've said this, that they've put enough money away for her to live for the rest of her life if they ever kick the bucket. And that's great. And they've taken care of their son, and that's great too. And I think they should. But at some point, when do you stop? Right? When do you say enough is enough? We've got what we need. Let's back off. All I have to say, fathering autism is just one of those ones on my list that just, when my gut tells me, like, I trust my gut. You know that I say that a lot. But with my gut, when it comes to this family, my gut is always off the charts. My gut is always like icky, icky, icky. The stuff that we don't see is crazy. The stuff that we do see is crazy. So could you imagine the stuff we don't see? Right? I just have vibes. I get vibes. Also, there's going to be a story coming out soon about their Selfie World business thing that they've been taking on that I'm going to talk about soon, that they stole this idea from somebody else. And, I don't want to say too much without getting permission to say so, but I'm pretty pissed that what they're doing with this situation with their Selfie World and, taking advantage of everything. And the MLMs, there's just so much wrong with this family, okay? There is so much wrong. All except for Abbie, who is the innocent one in this and always has been. And actually the son, to be honest with you, Isaiah, is also innocent, okay? But now he's an adult and he has to make a choice. As an adult now, he can make the choice to say, I'm not gonna do that. So they do read this. This video is called Our Letters to an Autism Caregiver That Neglected Our Child, okay? So I haven't watched this. I've just been told I should watch this. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to dig through this real quick, and then we're going to continue to cover these people with other stories as I build them up. But yeah, I take these ones. This is the family I don't snark on, okay? This is the family I take dead seriously because I do not want to muddy this message whatsoever at all. They're just that bad, okay? And that says something because I love snarking. So, but let's go through this.
As upbeat as we are, sometimes life just kicks you in the teeth. This is the hardest video we've done. It's not fun. There's no humor.
It's an old video, I think, because clearly the cuts are terrible.
We recently had some heartbreak. Fair warning, this video is a little bit difficult. Maybe wait till you get home to watch it. In order to be transparent, we need to share these moments of heartbreak we felt.
No, you don't. And again, this is the problem with them. Because remember when we broke down their video about the apology for the outstanding kid that they finally had to admit they had? This is none of your business. Or when the CPS or whoever came to their house, this is none of your business. Why are you being transparent about this as it pertains to someone, I don't know if they've abused, neglected your child? Why do you have to be about the other things? Why is it only when it comes to Abigail and the things that have affected her are you guys telling us all this, the story? Right? But when it comes to things that you failed on, or all that kind of stuff, it's like, F you, forget you, you don't deserve any of that. This is one of the things about this family that pisses me off the most. They are hyper hypocritical, insane hypocrites.
I think it would be healthy to write down how we felt. We felt like maybe if we shared how we felt, it could help others. This video is necessary and an important thing for other parents and other caregivers. We put our trust in the person for 3 years. Abigail grew up with her. She started into puberty with her. This person has seen her become a young lady. It was her job to provide a safe environment for Abigail.
Let me stop you right there, Asa. It's your job to provide a safe environment for your daughter. Your job. I don't know the whole story about this thing, and I'm sure it's on Tattle Life and all those other things. But my initial thing right off the top is that if you don't know if someone for 3 years has been neglecting your child, you've neglected your child. Now, the blame there could be people who sneakily do that. I don't know the whole story, so that's why I'm prefacing it with. But no, right off the top, you just took the blame off yourself, and you've got to shoulder some of this. Even though I don't know any of the story, you still shoulder some of the blame no matter what. And I don't even know.
Her job to provide for her basic needs.
Your job to provide for her basic needs. You paid this person to help you do that, but it's still your job. I'm already pissed.
And Abigail was neglected. We became suspicious and tracked Abigail's iPhone that she uses to communicate. We found Abigail and her caregiver at a stranger's house. When I had gotten Abbie out of the house, she was soaked through with urine. She completely wet through her pants and was left to sit in her own filth.
How did you... Now, that sucks for Abigail. Let me say that, okay? But I gotta be real with you here. These people vlog for a living. What? How does it ever get to a level where you don't know where your child is? Now, I know this is a little bit older, and I really, really, really want to understand the story for the sake of being honest with you and for understanding what's going on, because he's genuinely pissed off here. Like, he's genuinely hurt. I can tell that. But at some level, my God, I know if I have a babysitter, I don't even remember the last time I had a babysitter. I swear to God, I don't remember. It's been over 2.5 years since we ever had a babysitter. Like, we have teenagers, so, you know, it's kind of built in. But, like, I just don't even... I got to know this story. Now I'm intrigued.
Naturally, we feel guilt. All three of us feel like it's our fault.
You should. Not Isaiah, but you two should. Why would you say all three of us? Don't put that on Isaiah. That's not on him. Isaiah's her brother. Isaiah's not her caretaker. You guys are. Do you guys see this? This gets me. This irks me. It irks me.
We should have done a better job at keeping Abbie safe.
Well, kudos for admitting it.
Abigail is completely nonverbal. Her inability to report what she does day to day was taken advantage of. She took advantage of Abigail's disability.
So far, what we've been given is that this caregiver likely wanted to live more of a life and just took Abigail with her on this life, and then obviously neglected her because obviously she wet her pants. Clearly, yeah. And so this sounds like a person that likely should not be in the business, and hopefully has been fired and excommunicated from that business completely. But in the end, could it have been an accident, or is this something that was ongoing, or did you track her once? And I'm not saying that that's okay. I'm just saying even once I'd be like, yeah, you're done. I agree with that. But it sounds like they're making it sound like this was a systemic issue. But it fails them on both counts, because if it's a systemic issue, then they missed it, right? And if they had an inkling about something and then they tracked her phone, which is smart. I would have do the same thing. So this is already convoluted, so crazy, and he's only talked for 1:42.
Took advantage of our trust. She took advantage of our nature to give people the benefit of the doubt.
No, took advantage of you guys passing her off to respite a lot. That's what I think. And she shouldn't have. And again, this person, whoever it is, absolutely to blame for sure. But I mean, again, I'm going to go back. He also did say he shoulders the blame.
This is how we feel. How I feel.
I'm feeling heartbroken for my angel.
This whole thing really sucks.
Shouldn't have brought this kid into this. That kid has no responsibility to shoulder here whatsoever. And the fact that they brought him in on this for this video pisses me off.
I feel taken advantage of.
I feel
Abbie's the one who was taken advantage of, not you.
stupid.
She didn't feel like my sister's respite worker. She felt like my friend.
This guy's heartbroken because of what's happened. And again, this is, I don't like this. This part here with Isaiah makes me feel icky. Just another exploitation of another kid. That's all this is. This kid is being exploited right in front of your eyes too. This isn't always about Abbie. A lot of this is about Isaiah and how he was exploited as well. And nobody wants to look at that. A lot of people on the title life and all this stuff, for good or bad, for all the things you guys do and uncover, a lot of you throw some major shade at this kid, okay? But you guys all have to realize, I think he's 18 now. So up until the point of now, he was not an adult. He was a kid. And I still kind of think they probably are, okay? So I don't think Isaiah is too, and I was going to do an entire video on Isaiah and I just thought better of it, but I just don't want to do it. But I do believe that he is not as much as a victim as Abbie was, but he has definitely been exploited and victimized as well.
I brought this girl into our family and treated her like she was blood.
For the last 3 years, we made you part of our family.
We would joke around and talk to each other all the time.
She gave us our first weekend of
Who wrote this letter? This is weird. Did you all write this together? It's such a weird thing.
play in years and stayed with our princess.
I allowed you into our home, into our family.
We always talked about how that was her best friend.
She knew us better than some of our own family did.
Yeah, because she lived there and helped you. So here's another problem I'm seeing emerge with this family. Is that when they bring in respite, like Summer, like these other people, is they bring them in really close. And they're like, your family, your blood. You're like, why don't you not do that? Why don't you hire respite people who have great reputations or from a company who does it very well and not do that? It seems like you do that too much. And you get things like Summer, and someone sent me this video of her like recently just, again, kissing in a pool. And like, it feels like you're bringing in somebody to get really close to Abbie. And I guess respite, it kind of happens. But it feels like you're searching for someone to take you over. And that so you can do more with your MLM, you can do more with your vlogging, you guys can travel more, you can vacation, go to Dunkin' Donuts every 2 seconds. I feel like you bring this person in, you give them a lot of trust. And I think you do it on purpose. And I think you guys like disassociate yourself. As soon as that trust happens, you're like, okay, well, we feel better now about going off. Summer's got her. Let's go do our thing. Everybody sees this. This is why you guys have thousands upon thousands of snark pages about you, about people going in and finding the tiniest details about what you've done. This is just one little inkling into what you guys do. You bring someone in, you basically give Abbie to them. And then all of a sudden, when it doesn't work out, you're like, oh, it's your fault.
He thought she was a saint. She's been upset for a while now.
Abbie would cry.
She used every means at her disposal to tell us she didn't want to be with this person.
I thought she had a little separation anxiety.
I assured my family and myself that Abigail just didn't want us to leave.
Where were you going? Again, you guys vlog for a living. And even if this is before you vlogged and you had a business, the business was at your house. What? How do you let this get out of hand like that? Is my question.
I trusted her with my most precious cargo.
Even when my parents asked if she was treating Abbie right, I always said yes.
This kid should not have to suffer what he's suffering through. Of all the things that are happening in this video, the thing with Isaiah is breaking my heart. Breaking my heart that they put this on him.
Surely no one would want to hurt this angel in any way.
Of course, now I feel like I'm to blame.
I didn't listen to my daughter.
I feel bad for Abbie.
I failed to protect my daughter's well-being.
I feel defeated.
I failed to protect my wife's heart.
It's terrifying to have this perfect world we live in be shattered.
What happened?
I failed to protect my son's innocent outlook on the world.
How do you turn around and take advantage of this beautiful little girl?
No, I know. Because Isaiah didn't write that, so I'm going to assume that's coming from Ace's hand. How do you turn around and exploit this little girl? Yeah. I'd love for you guys to answer that question. You guys are talking about her like she's the angel, the innocent, and she is. And all this stuff, and you're sitting here with all these monikers and all these descriptors about your, daughter that you failed. And yet you guys are sitting there on top of 500, 600, 700 videos, maybe, 1,200 videos about exploiting this girl for money on YouTube. And you can't see the problem? You don't want to see the problem, but everybody else sees the problem.
I trusted in you to provide basic care for my most precious possession.
How could she look us in the eyes and lie to us?
How do you look your daughter in the eye and edit videos and put her in MLM listings with your lipstick mama? How do you take her to places that scare her with caves? How do you show people how she uses the bathroom? How do you do things she doesn't want to do? How do you hold her in place and put her in front of cameras and force her to do things? How do you do that? I'd like to know it. Because you guys, maybe this is a letter to themselves and they don't even realize it. Because a lot of this is a letter to our autism caregiver, right? But a lot of this is about how they failed. Which is, I kind of like that, but at the same time, this is projection on their failures, and yet after this, they continue to do the exact same thing to their daughter. Exact same thing. Exploit.
More than anything, I'm sorry for Abigail.
You capitalized on my daughter's inability to communicate.
How does anyone treat another human being the way she treated my girl?
I'll ask you the question again, Priscilla. The nosebleeds. Where you're putting makeup on her face and she's nose bleeding. Where you're in a car driving while holding a camera like this and she's got a face full of blood and you drop her off at school because you're busy doing other things. I can go on and on. Diarrhea on a boat. Put her on a boat that she doesn't want without a life jacket. Okay? Lots and lots and lots. I can go into all your videos if you'd like me to. Again, this caregiver, I need to know the story. I absolutely need to know it. So anybody who knows the story, please reach out to me and tell me the story. But I honestly, what's hitting me, what's striking me right in the heart is that these words are the exact words they should be saying to themselves. Right? Exactly. They did these. They might not have done it to a degree that this, I don't know what this lady did, this caregiver did, I don't know what. Sounds crazy because this sounds like she did something insane. But think of the amount of exploitation that's going on.
Sister.
I feel sick. I feel defeated.
And I feel hate.
You crushed my family, and I hate you for that.
But I truly just want to do it all ourselves so we never have to be hurt this way again.
That's the idea of, they get hurt and they're like, well, we're just going to go on this ourselves. And then obviously we know that didn't go. They made a post, 2 months ago, 3 months ago? Hey, Facebook fans, who wants to be more respite care for Abbie? Are you kidding? You didn't learn from this? And so now you go into your fans? Your crazy fans? The weirdo crazy people?
I'll say it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. Abbie Moss is one of my favorite people in the world. She's so funny. She's so committed. I love her. I love everything about her. I can see her smile and it will change my whole day. I love this family and I love her so much.
That's who you're going to ask to take care of her now? You got to be kidding me.
And I'm going to have a very hard time trusting anyone.
Except for the 5 other people that have come in since then. You could have kept that out. So obviously that gets to me, that video. If you think about that video is so powerful. Okay. It's very, very powerful, but it's powerful for the wrong reasons. It's powerful because it literally goes against it. It's powerful because they're saying things that this person is guilty of, that they're guilty of. Like maybe she did something to hurt her and that's crazy and obviously terrible. And I hope that it sounds like she should be in jail, this person, as far as I'm concerned. That's how bad this thing sounds without knowing, with seeing their emotions and everything else. It sounds like she should be in jail and I hope that happens. But we cannot forget that this other side of the exploitation. So Abigail not only went through this trauma with this other caregiver, but then for her whole life has still been of exploitation, of having camera shoved in her face, of going on adventures she doesn't want to go on, of being forced to do things she doesn't want to do. Her entire life in existence is still this way because the family needs to live this high life. And exposes her to crazy people, like we exposed in that one video where that guy talks about her sounds and the craziness, and that Asa told me that Asa told people was faked. instead of attacking the issue, instead of coming after that person who did that, he's like, oh, Josh is lying. Like that speaks more about them than it does about anything else. This family, at all costs, needs to be held accountable. Okay, this video we're going to come up doing soon about their Selfie World, this new business they're taking on, just another freaking venture that they're just blowing money on. They actually stole this idea from somebody else, and we're going to cover it. We're going to talk about it because I don't like not only they take advantage of their kid to make money and live the high life and buy their other kid a house and all that stuff, but now they're exploiting other people who actually reached out to them. And then all of a sudden they start a Selfie World. So we're going to get into it. We're also going to break down their videos, the most problematic videos with Abbie. Okay, the boat, the poop, like the craziness, the other boat, the no seatbelts. We're gonna go into like the no life jackets. We're gonna discover every part of this that's been like the airplane stuff, the acting out at restaurants and stuff, and the fact that they feel like they're the ones that are like that suffering. Right? We're gonna break it all down. Yes, there are going to be more fathering autism videos. I have not given up on fathering autism. He has not threatened to kill me or something in the back end or anything like that. It's nothing like that. These videos honestly make me lose sleep. They're terrible. They're horrible. And what they do to this girl is horrible. And for those stands that come in here, leg humpers, whatever you want to call them, come in here and I'll try to stand up for them. You got to see it. You've got to see this. I don't know how else I can appeal to you. Exploitation is wrong on every level. I just did a video on the crazy pieces. And they've got a lot of stands coming in my chat saying, no, this family's a good one. Hear me out. And I cannot believe I have to keep saying this. All right? If you exploit a child on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or anything else for your own monetary gain, you're wrong. You're doing it wrong. It's wrong. I don't care if you are the most loving, gentle, amazing people, generous with everything you have. I don't care if you give those kids amazing lives. Okay? When you exploit somebody, a kid, a person who can't speak, somebody with autism, without their informed consent, which you will never get, you're wrong. Can we be there? And if you've got an argument for me that will tear that down, that I can listen to and say, you're right, there's an exception here. I'm all ears, because so far nobody has. Nobody can, because you can't get consent from a kid, from somebody who cannot understand the ramifications of those decisions in their future. You can't. Right? Right. Stop exploiting kids on YouTube. Sorry. Take a deep breath. I need one. If you'd like to, please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all that shit, because that's how my voice does grow. These stories are hard, and sometimes I think I dive into the snark because it's like a respite from all the shit. And maybe it's my way of dealing with the idea of this exploitation, this abandonment and stuff that I still struggle with as an adult from my childhood. And so thank you for being here. It's been a year and it's been amazing. And there's so much more to come, hopefully. We'll see. Let's keep fighting, because look at I can't wait. Actually, you know what? The year recap is going to be amazing. I want to show you all the family vloggers that decided Josh is right. I'm taking my kids off. It's going to, you guys, we have done insane things by you sharing, by watching, by laughing, by being here in the chat, by commenting, by coming into the Facebook group. It is not me. It is us. 100%. Thank you for that. I cannot thank you enough. I'm going to give you a better thank you in another video, in tomorrow's video. My year reunion. I'm so excited. Guys, thank you for being beautiful and valuable. And you know you are. Never effing forget your value. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow.